Hey y'all, welcome back to Undisputed Interviews. We're doing UFC Kansas City breakdown Machado Garry versus Prates. Today we got a special guest, Max Hughes. How are you today, sir, bro? Bro?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. All right, man. First
Let's
fight.
get
Sorry,
into
guys,
it.
I'm out of breath, bro. I just sprinted a block. But first fight, Chelsea Chandler versus Jocelyn Edwards. I mean, you want to go first?
Sure. Chelsea Chandler is 2-2 in the UFC, but she's only lost to good competition. One of them being Norma Dumont,
Facts.
who is currently sixth ranked. So it's not a bad name to have on your resume.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, like you said, Norma Dumont. I believe. I don't know if it's true, but I heard she wants to fight Raquel Pennington. Or I think she said Raquel or Mauro Bueno Silva, one of those two. So
Yeah.
yeah, Norma Dumont, number 6. What is Chelsea? I think she's like what, number 12, I believe. Oh no, not
She's
number 14.
yeah,
Jeez.
she's ranked a bit low.
Um, she's fighting Jocelyn Edwards. I thought she was number 15. I guess not. Jocelyn's okay. She's fought Eileen Perez. Is within the top 10. Not a bad name. She's really good at distance. The leg kicks are good. I mean, this is the women's MMA. I don't expect to finish. I'm gonna lean towards Jocelyn Edwards. I think she has the more technique, the more heart. And I just think she's better skill wise. I can see Chelsea Chandler giving her some problems with the forward pressure and the wildness, but I'm gonna take Jocelyn for the official
Yeah.
pick.
Yeah, I've also got Edwards by decision. She's got really good kickboxing. She's got aggressive wrestling, which could put off Chelsea Chandler. So I think
So,
overall, Edwards will get the win here.
didn't she win her last fight by sub too?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
so.
yeah. Tamir Vidal, who is like
Yeah,
okay. She's not horrible, but also
yeah,
this is
just
like women's bantamweight that has like what 20 fighters in the whole division. So
yeah, it's not a
congratulations,
great division.
congratulations, number 14. You're better than 6 other women. Anyway. Next fight is Timmy Kwamba versus Roberto Romero. Interesting fight. Timmy Kwamba is 0-2 in the UFC. Roberto Romero is 0-1. If I'm not mistaken, I believe he dropped David Onama in his debut, who we're gonna get into
Yeah,
later.
very
I
impressive
mean,
fight.
yeah, on short notice, fought David Onama. Didn't even get knocked out. Put up a good fight. I think he clearly lost 29-28, but at the end of the day, he did. I think he did a lot better than most people would do against David Onama. He's he's fighting Tim Kwamba. I see this as a layup fight. I don't think Timby's that good. He's like one of the worst featherweights. I'm actually gonna go Roberto by TKO, probably round 1 or 2. I can see him just overwhelming Timmy.
Yeah, Timmy also throws panic takedowns at times, and I think Romero's very scrappy, and I think he will catch on to that and will get the TKO in the later rounds.
Yes, sir.
Do agree with that.
You got decision?
No, I've got TKO in the third.
TKO in the third. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean Roberto's not bad. I mean there have, but it's also it might be one of those situations where someone gets called in short notice, has an impressive performance, but once given a full camp, it's they
different.
flop. They flop a little bit. But I think Roberto's 8-4, which isn't the best record. 8-4-1. But at the end of the day, 5 of his 8 wins have come by finish. 5 in the first round. Well, all 5 in the first round. What the heck? Anyway, so yeah, it looks like he just finishes people early. If he is going to get to finish, so I'm actually going to trust him to get Timmy Kwamba out of here, and Kwamba can go to the PFL.
Yeah, I don't think he's UFC quality, especially when they've got so many fighters on the roster.
Facts.
We need
And
a
the
lot of
betting odds
cuts,
are
and he should be
close.
one.
And the betting odds are close. I don't know why these betting odds are so close. That's weird.
Yeah,
I feel like Roberto. I feel like Roberto's like if you are going to bet, he's minus 118. Kwamba's minus 102. It's kind of a steal. It's pretty much a pick 'em. That's a steal.
yeah,
Next fight. Jacqueline, I don't know how to say her last name. Armim versus Poliana Viana. Poliana Viana is more like an OnlyFans model, to be honest. She isn't good. She isn't good. She's been dating and breaking up with a bunch of UFC fighters. Pereira, I think, is the main one. Meanwhile, Jacqueline's really good on the ground. We've seen Poliana struggle with the wrestling and the submissions, and that's Jacqueline's strong suit. And on the feet, she's not all bad. I mean, Jacqueline's last fight with Vanessa Demopoulos was a little weird with the finish. Vanessa saying she
Yeah.
was cheating. She kind of was. She kind of wasn't. But I think it's a pretty obvious game plan. You get to the floor and you submit Poliana Viana, who has also been known to quit in some of her fights. I think you just got to go Jacqueline by submission. I'm gonna say round 2 or 3.
Yeah, and Viana has not defended a takedown since 2022 against Lucinho, I believe that's how you say it.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Asmin Lucinda.
Yeah. So I think Amarin will get out of the ground in the first or second round, and then it'll just be wraps from there.
Yeah, Pollyanna. OnlyFans is hiring, brother. Get on the train. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
Jacqueline.
definitely.
I think Jacqueline has some potential. This is women's strawweight, not the best division unless you're like one of the top girls. But she's a minus 800 favorite. I think she has. I think she can make it in the top 15, maybe top 10 if she's lucky. But she's young as heck too. 9-1. It's a good record. I think Jacqueline might be the future of this division. Possibly she can continue to do what she's been doing, just submitting people.
Yeah, that would definitely be realistic because this division is not got lots of elite fighters in one
Yeah.
thing.
I mean, yeah, I think a lot of people thought Tatiana Suarez was the girl that was super elite, and then, like I said, she got beat up by Zhang Weili.
Yeah, I think it'll be a tough night for Viana.
But also, Tatiana Suarez does take I don't understand why she takes so long off, but it's okay. She's all right. Next fight. This is gonna be a good one. Cameron Simon versus Malcolm Wellmaker. Uh, I was gonna pick Cameron Simon, but he left me on scene for an interview, so I'm gonna go with Malcolm Wellmaker because yeah, I mean I don't Cameron Simon didn't get finished against Christian Rodriguez. He lost, but he got literally dog walked by Peyton Talbot and then ghosted MMA Guru for an interview this week, which is a sin. So I'm gonna go with
Okay.
Malcolm Wellmaker by KO. Congratulations, Cameron Simon. You are now in the PFL.
Wellmaker has got great boxing, but I do
Yeah,
think Cameron Simon is quite underrated. He's obviously 3-2 in the UFC. The first three fights, not a great competition,
yeah.
but
I think that's the
obviously,
main problem.
yeah, the last two fights have really made people say that he's not as great as they think. But I think he will get the split decision win here
Who, Malcolm
over
Wellmaker?
Wellmaker.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, he went to decision with Manny Martinez. Who isn't that bad? I mean, he's 10-4. He's he has. Oh, that was like over 2 years ago though. Yeah. I couldn't see Cameron Simon winning this because he is underrated with the striking, and he's pretty underrated. Period. Um, and also he trains with DDP. That's the main thing. When you're training with someone like DDP, you have to have good skills. You have to have good cardio, and he's good. He's actually kind of good, and I'm still a fan of him. But I'm gonna trust Malcolm Wellmaker to get the KO. To be honest, I'm gonna say round 3. I'm gonna say it's a competitive fight, and Wellmaker catches him and gets the TKO.
Yeah, I can see that happening, but I feel like Wellmaker does need to get the finish. If this does go to decision, I
Yeah,
think
that's true.
Simon does win it.
Yeah, dude, and Simon is good at range. I don't think a lot of people know that. He's actually not bad at range. I think that Peyton Talbot fight, a lot of people were like, "Oh, this dude's a bomb," but it's Peyton Talbot. Dude hits hard, and it was like just over a year ago, so he's been out for a bit. But like, yeah,
He's took some good recovery time from that Talbot beating. I feel like he just needs some
that
time
is true.
to.
He did, but he did get dropped multiple times. Like what, 3 times I think, and he
And
got dropped
was
nasty too.
Yeah, I'm glad that he's took this amount of time off to come and reflect and go back into the octagon.
Cameron Simon, follow me on Instagram, bro. That's all I gotta say. If you lose, or if you win, I'm sorry, bro. I apologize. So anyway, next fight: Damon Blackshear versus Alatang Healy. I mean, I think this is obvious. Damon Blackshear's winning. Um, Alatang Haley isn't bad. I mean, he went to decision with Chris Gutierrez. He's coming off a win against this Rodriguez dude who was at flyweight, but for whatever reason, just was not able to make weight, and he won. So he's not bad. But Damon has been super active. I think he just fought Cody Gibson not that long ago. I want to say like over a little over a month ago. He's been in there with Montel Jackson. That didn't last long. But also, I think his best thing right now is the Mario Batista fight. He lost split decision though in a fight most people thought he won. A lot of people thought Damon won that, and we see Mario Batista about to fight Chito Vera. So I think obviously that's more of a win than it is a loss if you're going toe to toe with someone of that caliber. So I'm gonna take Damon Boxier. I'm gonna say by decision. I don't see him submitting Alton Haley.
Yeah, I think Blackshaw's he's easily a top 20 to 25 guy. He's only lost to ranked opponents. Obviously, the Mario
Yeah,
Batista fight you brought up, that was extremely close. Very good performance by both.
and he was on the main card
But
too. That's crazy.
yeah, but I feel like Blackshaw is just too much of a. He's got a lot of good submissions in him. Yeah, I don't know if how do you say his name again? Ali Tang.
Yeah, Alton Haley, I think it is.
Mhm. Yeah, I don't know if he's got great takedown no,
Defense.
defense. Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I'm just not remember. He's more of a striker personally to see
Yeah.
him, but not got a
Dang.
great resume.
Yeah, and Damon Bossier has a 5.5 inch reach advantage. So
Yeah, I see
I
Demont
think,
getting
and
that.
he's 5 inches taller. I think everything's on Damon Bossier's side. Unless I'm crazy and Alton Haley just goes out here and shocks everybody. I think it's pretty obvious that Damon Bossier gets this win and moves on. You know?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I
he's
think a fight
very
like Adrian Yanez is there right after. Someone good. Peyton Talbot,
yeah,
maybe, depending. Highly doubt it. But I think he needs to step up in competition after this.
definitely. I feel like Blackshaw is if this was a division like that wasn't so stacked, maybe like a heavyweight, light heavyweight, a flyweight, this guy would definitely be a top 15
For sure. He's good. He's
guy.
really underrated, bro.
He's really,
I like him a
really
lot.
nice.
I like him a lot, bro. I like him a lot. I do like him by finish, but I mean, Alton Haley went 3 rounds with Chris Gutierrez, which is kind of impressive. Not really Chris Gutierrez. Chris Gutierrez can't finish people, but he's still good. He was. It's weird to me that he was ranked in the top 15, but moving on. Next fight is actually Chris Gutierrez versus John Castaneda. I believe this is the third time this fight's been booked.
No, I think it's the second because it got
Second.
booked to 3:13 and then it got cancelled the day after, didn't it?
Yeah, yeah, I think the day of. I like both. I'm gonna take Chris Gutierrez. I think he's fought the higher competition. He went 5 rounds with Song Yadong. It was a boring fight, but he still went 5 rounds. He's fought Frank Yeager. He's fought Pedro Munoz, who it might be a little washed, but when he fought him, he wasn't that washed, to be honest with you. Oh, he's also beat Alaton Haley, so that's a plus, I guess. Um, yeah, I'm gonna take Chris Gutierrez by decision, like split decision.
Yeah, I've got Gutierrez having an absolute striking masterclass. I don't think Castellana will be able to take him to the ground either three of them rounds. I see Gutierrez getting it done 30-27, maybe even 30-26, depending on the power output of Gutierrez.
Who's that one dude that just outclassed Daniel Cadis? Wasn't that Daniel Marcos? Didn't Daniel Marcos just like literally beat like in John Caness's last fight to literally smoke him? Yeah, it was.
I did think so, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
I
And
always get
Daniel
confused if
Marcos,
that was a close fight.
what did you say?
I always get confused if that was a close fight or it was just an absolute domination. I
From what I
forget it every
remember,
time.
yeah, from what I remember, it was just Daniel Marcos dog walking him, and he's been knocked out by Daniel Santos. So, and the dudes he's beating aren't good. Gafarov is okay. Miles Johns is probably his best one, to be honest. Um, yeah, so I'm gonna take Chris Gutierrez, probably unanimous. I'm gonna say 29-28 because
Yeah,
I think Chris Gutierrez cruises in a lot of fights and lets stuff happen that he really shouldn't, and that's what makes the fights look so close. And it's at featherweight. I don't know why. I don't know why this is at featherweight, but they're 135ers. But who cares? Chris Gutierrez, I think, is probably gonna win. And then he'll probably call for a ranked opponent. Knowing him, he'll probably call for a ranked opponent.
yeah, he shouldn't get one. He should fight maybe the winner if Blackshaw wins. Maybe Gutierrez with black shirt, and then the
I
winner could
like
get a
that.
ranked opponent.
I like that. I
It just
like
makes
that.
sense.
I could also see him fighting the loser of Montel Jackson and Daniel Marcos.
Yeah, that is a nice fight.
I think him and Montel Jackson could be cool.
Very good striking fight if it was him, Montel Jackson. But Montel Jackson is also quite well
He's
rounded.
good.
So
Dude, why has he not fought for so long? Why does nobody realize this? He's not fought in like
mm.
a year
And
anyway.
why is he like no one talks about him in the bantamweight division? He's the forgotten about one.
His last fight, Montel Jackson, he KO'd Damon Blackson in 13 seconds. And nobody said anything about it.
Lovely left hand, I think.
I know, dude. Montel Jackson's good. I don't know why people don't talk about him. I'm excited for his return.
Next weekend, if I'm correct.
I believe so. Yeah. The Moist. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd
Yeah.
be great.
I think that fight's on the prelims too, which is crazy to me.
From what I looked at, the updated card,
It might be on the main card. It might open
it,
the main card.
it was like the fourth fight because they've got Cameron Sutherland in the city is the fifth one on the main card as well. So
Oh yeah. I know something. Yeah. I think it's the one after the Smootherman fight.
yeah, I think that's what I saw.
Next one, lightweight Evan Elder versus Gage Young. Um, Evan Elder was supposed to fight somebody else. We're not gonna talk about what happened. Let's just say bro's
Sorry.
a weirdo. Let's just say that bro's a weirdo. Um, keep him out of society.
Severe
Gage Young
creep.
steps in. What do you say?
Severe creep.
Severe creep. Yeah, but we don't want to get demonetized. So
Yeah,
yeah, I don't
let's not
know.
do that.
Gage Young stepping on a short notice. He was on the Contender Series. I'm not gonna lie. I watched the first 2 weeks of Contender Series and then preferred to watch NXT, the WWE thing instead. So
Yeah,
I didn't watch Contender Series. Apparently he's good, which is great for him. He's 9-2 with 7 finishes, 5 in the first round. I don't care though. I like Evan Elder, so I'm gonna take Evan Elder by decision. I'm gonna say 30-27. I think Evan Elder's really good. I think he's a very underrated, and I think he's not even that old. I can see him, really not really making a run, but beating some guys that not a lot of people like the Nazim Sadikov fight. He was winning that fight up to that point. He was beating Nazim Sadikov before the doctor stoppage. Straight up. I think he was beating him. So I'm gonna take him an
yeah,
elder, 30-27s. Outclass and Gage Young.
yeah. I think Young fought Sally Quarter on the Contender Series, the guy who fought 312 and got knocked out.
I believe he did fight Sadikov.
Yeah, you just saw him have stamina issues in the later rounds. So I think Elder will catch him later on and get the submission.
Boy, no, he fought Killing Salkfield.
Yeah. I think I just said his name
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah. Damn, they're both 9-2. Both their records are 9-2. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna take Evan Elder. I think Evan Elder is pretty okay. He's pretty underrated.
Yeah, I quite like Elder. I think if he wins this fight and he just keeps on moving up against, he should have probably get that fight with Markwell and Medros rebooked. I think that wouldn't be too bad of a choice. But obviously, Mark,
That's true.
he didn't have a great performance
Yeah,
at Mexico, so they just put that fight up back up.
yeah. I also like a fight between Evan Elder and Rafa Garcia. I know Rafa won, but I think that fight would be cool.
Yeah, that would be
I think
nice.
Rafa wins, but I think it would be okay. Next fight, Matt Snell versus Jimmy Flick, feature prelim. Uh, both these dudes don't really care about their career. Like they both always consider retirement. Snell always gets knocked out. Jimmy Flick lost to Nate Maness in his last fight, which isn't a bad loss at all. He lost on my birthday. Shout out you, bro. Appreciate you fighting on my birthday. I'm gonna go with Matt Snell. I like Matt Snell, and I think he still has KO power. If we're really looking at the people he gets KO'd by, Pantoja, Urseg, he got submitted by Cody Durden, which was a little weird. Mateus Nicolau, he's not losing to that bad a competition, if we're being honest. Brandon
Yeah,
Royval
Jimmy
also
Flick
got
should be cut.
Yeah, I think Jamie Flick's cooked. I'm taking Matt Snell by KO. I'm gonna risk it. Matt Snell, if you get KO'd, please don't. I'm gonna take Matt Snell to get the KO win over Jimmy Flick. I'm gonna say round one. I'm
I
gonna
think
say Jimmy
Matt
Flick.
Snell could just outclass him.
Yeah,
But
I don't think Jimmy Flick's that good.
yeah, he's the only fight he has won is 297 against. Well, in recent time, the only fight he has won is Malcolm Gordon at 297, and he was losing up to that. But
Yeah, he
he's
beat
not
Malcolm
UFC caliber,
Gordon. Yeah.
not at all.
Dang, he beat Cody Durden. Oh,
And
back
just
in
like 2020,
yeah, in 2020, and then he didn't fight again for pretty much 2 years. So, well, over 2 years. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Matt Snell. Shout out Matt Snell. Shout out Matt Snell. You can fight Joshua Van next, bro.
that
Yeah.
would get him knocked out. That would get them both. He would get him killed.
Wait, isn't Josh Van fighting Bruno Silva? Yeah, I think he is. You can fight Bruno
316.
Silva. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can fight Bruno Silva once he gets brutalized by Josh Van. That's your next fight, bro. Moving up to the main card. This is a good main card for a fight night, by the way. Shout out UFC for actually giving us a good main card for a fight night. Ikram Aliskerov versus Andre Muniz. I'm going Ikram Aliskerov by knockout, dude. Andre Andre Muniz got TKO'd by Paul Craig in round two. Um, you should not ever be getting TKO'd by Paul Craig ever. Yeah, you did, and you quit. So, and you got submitted by Brendan Allen, which isn't that bad. But I'm gonna go Ikram by KO. I'm gonna go round two, round one, round two. I think Ikram's good. Uh, I think they should have made Ikram Aliskerov versus Bo Nickel, if I'm being honest. But UFC don't want Bo Nickel to get head kick KO'd, so it's all right.
Yeah, I think the only guys Ikram's lost to is Whittaker and Shamaev, which obviously are very, very elite at the
Yeah,
top of the division. And Ikram is time off has been like very perfect in how long he's took to recover, regain, and go again into the octagon. So, and he's also a top class striker, but I think he will get Muniz and he will beat him by ground and pound.
yeah,
Because
and he took that Whitaker fight on like a week's no. I literally think a week's notice. He was supposed to fight on June 15th and fought that next weekend. Um, it was the only good fight on the June 15th card too, and that's my birthday. So the fight night was low key shit on my birthday, but it's okay.
it was that fight night again. It was
It was Alex Perez versus Tatsuro Tyro, bro. Oh my!
oh,
And the main event ended by knee injury, bro. Oh, it was a disaster, dude.
sucking fight night card for a birthday.
But shout out Joaquin Buckley versus Kamaru Usman June 14th. Buckley, I'm gonna be there. Hopefully, please knock out Marty Fake Newsman, the CEO of EPO. I'm gonna try to be there, bro.
Yeah,
Shout
the
out, Buck.
video package for Buckley as well was sick.
I know, and I got an interview with him. He was in Tampa. I live in Tampa, so when he fought in Tampa, he came to my boxing gym, trained. We got an interview there, and got some photos. And I was floor seats at his fight, bro.
That's sick.
And I cried when he won. Ain't gonna cap, bro. I was going through it, but shout out Buckley though. Buckley's dope.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think Akron wins. I think Akron, bro. How old is Andre Muniz? He's like what, 40 something, and he hasn't
yeah, I think
fought
he's hitting
over,
for.
and he hasn't fought in over a year. And his last win was a robbery win. Oh Lord, I can't believe you submitted what's his name. Uh, I don't even remember what the hell his name is. Jack Ray Souza. I can't believe you're the one that retired Jack Ray Souza. Disgraceful. Yeah, Ikram by KO. Um, Next fight, Randy Brown versus Nicholas Dalby. This is good. I think if the welterweight division wasn't as stacked as it is, both these guys would be in the top 15. I'm not even kidding. Um, I'm gonna say I thought Nicholas Dalby beat Renat Fakhretdinov. He lost, but he's taking some time off, and he's like what? Like he's like 40 something, but he's still like in his prime, which is crazy to me. And Randy Brown just fought Brian Battle in December. Didn't look bad. I think a lot of people thought he won. Um, I thought Brian Battle won only because I like him more. I like really couldn't pick a winner, so I just picked Brian Battle to win. So yeah, but I'm gonna pick Randy Brown. I've been debating whether it's decision or KO. But I think a lot of people when they fight Nicholas Dalby, I think a prime example is Gabriel Bonfim. A lot of people are expecting to go in there and like submit him or KO him because he's old, and then they end up getting outworked. In Gabriel Bonfim's case, TKO'd in round 2 in Brazil. Sucks to suck. But I'm gonna go Randy Brown by decision. I'm gonna say 29-28. I think Randy slows down a bit as the fight goes on. So I'm gonna say he wins round 1 or round 2 and loses round 3. Um, but I don't know. I think round 2 is gonna be the deciding round, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, that sounds. Albi is very tough though. Dalby
Yeah,
can take a lot.
Dalby
Like, he
can't take a
just
lot.
keeps on coming on you, keep on coming at you
Yeah,
every
but
minute.
but then we see what Randy Brown did to Muslim Salikov in round 1, which is crazy. So it's like, damn, he really does got knockout power.
Yeah, he's very well. Randy Brown's very well rounded. He's really long. Got the
Yeah,
5 inch reach advantage here. Or is it 4?
it's 3.5. It's three and a half
Oh,
for each of them.
that's decent reach advantage. And Randy Brown's got okay output, so I think he will just hit Brown with the strikes. I mean, hit Dalby with a lot of strikes in round 1, and I think Dalby will win round 2. But then I think Brown will win round 3.
Yeah, I believe this is in Jacksonville when Randy Brown fought Wellington Turman, and Turman kept walking him down, and Randy Brown kind of froze a little bit. And Dalby looks in great shape, dude. He looks like in the best shape we've seen him in a long, long time, and his cardio is already amazing. I'm gonna take Randy Brown. I'm gonna side with Randy Brown, but I wouldn't be surprised if Nicholas Dalby kind of freezes him up with the pressure to just win the fight. But he's 5 inches taller too, which is crazy. So probably not.
And the Brown fight against Battle as well. That was probably the biggest challenge for Battle yet. It was
It was a weird fight.
extremely close.
It's weird.
Absolutely.
A lot of clinching. Dang. Yeah, I'm gonna take Randy. Shout out Randy Brown, by the way. Shout out, bro. You're dope. You look like that one dude from you ever seen the Dummies podcast? Crash
I don't
Dummies?
think I.
Crash Dummies?
I don't think.
I'm gonna put
I'll
you
have to
on.
search it up.
I'm gonna put you on, bro. You look like Pat from the Crash Dummies podcast, bro, and he's dope. So I'm gonna pick you to win, bro. Shout out Crash Dummies. Next fight, Michel Pereira versus Abu Smalgumedov. I was actually doing research on this one today. I was originally gonna side with Michel Pereira, but he has about 90 seconds of cardio, which is a problem. So I'm actually gonna pick Abu
Uh,
Smalgumedov by submission.
I think Bush just needs to put pressure on him, not let Michelle Pereira do any of these,
Facts. Facts.
like, because that just puts people off. It's uncomfortable. To make Pereira uncomfortable, make him gas out, maybe get finished in later rounds, but I think it will just be a dominant decision here for a Bush, and I think we will see him in the rankings by Tuesday.
Dude, Abus is underrated too, bro. Like a lot of people shit on him because he got TKO'd by Strickland and lost to Borjalio. But the Borjalio fight was a 29-28 decision, and the Strickland fight was like he should not have fought Strickland in his second fight in the UFC. It was weird. Shout
Yeah,
out to Abus Magomedov though. I think he's actually really underrated. But uh, dude, I don't even know. I've had to rewatch this with the Bruno Ferreira fight. I thought it was a jab, and it didn't look like it had that much power on it, and Abus like got hurt really bad. You know what I'm talking about in the second round.
yeah, I think.
It didn't look like it was the hardest shot, and he looked really hurt from it. And Michelle hits really hard, and he has a really good guillotine. And in that same fight, Abus almost got put and got like literally put in a guillotine that same like 30 seconds. So it does scare me a little bit that Michelle comes out here and drops him and puts him in a guillotine. But I'm gonna trust Abus to get this one done by submission.
Yeah, I think Bush should slow the fight down.
Yeah, it looked like Abus has underrated submissions because if you watch that Bruno Ferreira fight, that arm triangle was not fully locked in. It looked like it was like halfway in, and he tapped like immediately, which was weird.
Yeah, strange.
And Bruno Ferrer is way better than anybody Michelle has to win against at middleweight. So that's awesome. Why is Michelle ranked? I just realized that. There's no way he should be ranked. Anyway,
13th, isn't he?
He's like 13. Who is? I'm so confused. Who is he beat though?
I think it
Like
was because he was ranked at welterweight. They've just kind of gave him a couple of unranked opponents and then just thought he's worthy, which he's not. But
his best win is Andre Petrosky.
yeah, I do quite like Petrosky, but he's got
Yeah,
a
and he
fight
knocked him out within like a minute, so that's fair.
in
But
Atlanta.
he knocked him out in 66 seconds, which is crazy. And then he submitted Olin Jacek, congratulations, and Potiera, congratulations. Bro's not even in the UFC anymore. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Boost. I think he's just fought the better competition. I think he's a better fighter. Next fight. Oh, you got anything you want to add? Sorry.
No, just Abus has got probably the higher level opponents that he's ready for, and I mean he'll just get it done.
Yeah, these Russians and Germans are taking over, bro. It's crazy. Next fight. Giga Chikadze versus David Onama. First thing, why is David Onama the favorite, bro? This is so confusing, dude. Giga Chikadze goes to a 29-28 decision with Arnold Allen. He's the underdog against the unranked, dude. I'm picking Giga Chikadze, dude. I'm picking him by TKO. No, actually, no. I'm picking him by decision. I could see TKO. Oh, I always say that because what's that one coach's name? John Krause. When David Onama fought Nate Landwehr, his coach Krause said he knew Onama was gonna lose because he didn't show up to the gym and half-assed the workouts. I don't know if that's changed. Um, bro, if you're getting dropped by a dude making his UFC debut that's 8-4, I don't think you're that good. Like you beat Gabriel Santos. In hindsight, that's a good win. Jonathan Pierce is even in the UFC anymore, and Roberto Romero is a nobody. So I'm gonna go Giga Chikadze. Dominant decision or late TKO, to be honest, man.
Yeah, I honestly think the complete opposite. I think David Onama, I mean, he's never won exactly impressively. It's always been close fight, but he's always managed to get the job done, which I think he can totally get through Giga with, because Giga's bad. He's got bad defense. It's not great defense. He gets caught a lot,
Yeah.
and he's getting all done. I don't think it's gonna go well for him. I think Onama will win by decision.
Yeah, I've heard people say Onama's knocking Giga out, and I'm like, bro, maybe I'm tripping. But like Giga took a ass beating from Calvin Cater for 5 rounds and didn't get knocked out. He almost got knocked out within the final 10 seconds, but still he survived. So I just don't see a world where Onama knocks him out, bro.
Yeah, it could happen, but I think Giga's chin would need to go down a lot.
But if it does, shout out Onama, bro. Welcome to the top 12. That would be crazy.
Yeah, like Zalal back in February when he beat Cater.
Bro,
I
and
didn't even think.
Onama and Zalal train together, and I love Zalal. Damn. Sorry, Zalal, that I'm picking against your boy, bro. I'm still a fan. But yeah. I'm picking Giga, dude. I think he's just fought the better competition. I mean, Onama's last 3 fights are Roberto Romero, Jonathan Pierce, and Gabriel Santos. Giga Chikaze's last 3 fights, Arnold Allen, Alex Caceres, and Calvin Cater.
Yeah, I do.
And I think Alex
I
Caceres
think.
is better than everybody but Gabriel Santos. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Giga. I'm gonna go with the underdog. You know, it's funny. I was about to put money on Giga, but I was like, yeah, just in case. I'm not gonna risk it.
Don't like going against the odds because they always seem to know something
Yeah,
that's
that is
positive.
true. It's true.
Yeah.
Watch Andre Manuz like just go out there and submit Ikram Askarov. Now watch Anthony. All right, we're gonna get on in a second. Anthony Smith, co-main event. Anthony Smith, Zhang Meng Yang. I'm gonna be honest. I'm an Anthony Smith fan, bro. I love Anthony Smith. This is retirement fight. Unfortunately, he's about to get brutally KO'd in the first round, and
Yeah.
yeah, he's really about to get seriously injured by this Chinese man, Zhang Meng Yang. Um, I think a lot of people said same thing with Smith versus Petrino, and then we realized Petrino is just a dumbass. So hopefully Zhang Mei Young has fight IQ. So I'm gonna take him.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
Mingyang's power.
bro, it's legendary too, and he hasn't even fought that good a competition, but he's going out there and smoking them, so it doesn't even matter, dude.
Yeah, and I think him versus Ozdemir after this, I think that would be like the proper test for Zhang Ming Yang to see if he's actually got what's needed because Smith's chin, it's not top tier, it's not elite, it's not great level.
Yeah,
It's
Ming Yang versus Khalil Rountree would be so good. 5 rounds.
I said that should have been short notice replacement for this, but Garry versus Prates is significantly better than what that main event would have been.
Shout out Cuckman, bro. You know, I probably shouldn't say that because I'm literally yeah, it's okay. Shout out Zhang Mei Yang. I don't know why he's not verified on Instagram. Instagram, please verify this Chinese monster, bro. So yeah, Zhang Mei Yang by round one KO is my prediction.
And what was Strickland saying about him the
Who?
other day? Zhang Ming Yang. I saw some nice story.
Oh, I don't even pay. I think I have Strickland blocked on social media.
That's crazy.
He annoys me, bro.
Yeah.
Main event. Ian
Once he stopped,
Machado. Oh, what were you about to say?
I was going to say once he started crying after the Duplessis match, he clearly lost quite obviously. So I don't know why he was crying about a rematch. And the fact that he got it and then got beat again,
You
just
know what I'm waiting
bit
for? I'm
bullshit.
waiting for the Duplessis Hamzat press conference because, bro, if Duplessis makes Hamzat cry, this dude is untouchable on the mic, bro.
Yeah.
That's so funny. If he were to make Hamzat cry or like rage, I would be like, yeah, DDP's winning. And I already think he's gonna beat Hamzat, so who cares? Main event: Ian Machado Garry versus Carlos Prates. Carlos Prates, your time has come. You're going back to the Apex. Ian Machado Gary's winning this fight, man. He's winning this fight by split decision. Like robbery split
Yeah.
decision. Like I think he's going to lose, and a lot of people are going to lose, but he's going to get gifted a split decision win. Um, I love Carlos Prates. He's literally my favorite fighting nerd. But unfortunately, Carlos Prates, you slumped my boy Neil Magny, so um, you're gonna have to lose your next fight because of that. So I'm picking Ian Gary, bro. I think Ian Gary's actually really good. I think a lot of people say that Shavkat had the worst performance of his career. Um, Shavkat lost the first round to Wonder Boy. He was losing that fight to Wonder Boy before he got the submission. So yeah, and I thought, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When Ian versus Shavkat first happened, I thought Ian Gary won the fight, and then I rewatched it the next day, and I was like, yeah, Shavkat won that fight. But I like Ian Gary. I'm actually a fan of him. Um, I was really excited for him versus Buckley at UFC Tampa, but I'm kind of happy it didn't happen because I hate Kobe. So that was fun to watch him get beat up. But I'm gonna take Ian. I'm gonna take Ian.
Yeah, I think Ian Garry does get it done, but there's a lot of ways he could lose his fight. But people forget Garry when he was fighting against people like Daniel Rodriguez and Neil Magny, the how aggressive he was on the feet and how good he was on the feet, top tier level against these guys. I mean, they're not as good now looking back in hindsight,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
these people, the way
I
he's
think
making them look,
I think Ian's main thing is he doesn't get finishes. The Neil Magny fight, he could have got the finish. Everybody knows it. Um.
yeah,
Also, Ian Gary, bro, you're so wrong for causing Neil Magny that allegation in court over his kids, bro. That was so. Did you hear about that?
yeah, that was
That's
shocking
so
behavior.
wrong, bro. Neil Magny started it by saying like this dumb comment, but like Ian Gary, you're so wrong for that, bro. You're so wrong for that. But yeah, I could definitely. I'm gonna be honest. I guess he calls Pratis chinning Ian Gary.
Yeah, he's got great counter striking, but
He's got great
Garry
coach.
cannot afford to be
He's got
patient.
legendary power. He's got
Uh,
good power.
One of the best powers I've seen in the UFC
You know
in
what's
general.
funny? I think Prates is the worst fighting nerd too. He's my favorite, but I think he's the worst fighting nerd. I think Silva, Bohalio, Rufi, Prates.
Yeah, I mean, right now I'd have to put Rufy, but I think ability wise he is better, but he's not proven that yet.
Facts.
Well, he
That's
has,
the main
but
thing.
not against like a ranked opponent. So I think depending on Pratt's performance this weekend will determine the rankings on that.
Carlos
I
Prates.
think,
If you win this fight, if Prates wins this fight, I don't care about Shavkat. We're running Shavkat Prates 5 round main event or 5 round co-main event on pay-per-view. We're running that fight. I don't care. We're running that fight. Sean Brady deserves the next title shot.
That's if Brady didn't get knocked out by Bilal like
He probably would have got
3 fights ago, he
it.
probably would have got it because that performance against Edwards was
That was
crazy,
crazy. I
insane,
called it too. I
amazing.
literally said, bro, Leon Edwards is so overrated. But realistically, bro, I'm gonna be honest. Realistically, whoever wins this fight is just fighting Leon Edwards. To be honest,
Yeah, I do agree with
if
that. But
Ian
what
wins
happens to
this
loser?
fight, what you say?
What happens to the loser of this fight? Where do they go? Because the welterweight division from 10 to 15 is quite confusing.
Wait, Colby's not doing that, bro. I think the loser of this fight should fight Colby. Ian Colby, storylines there. Prates and Colby, I want that fight, bro. Like, I understand that we could really run the risk of Prates getting mauled by Colby, but I don't. I want to see Colby out cold. I want to see him stretch it out and get brain damage. So I'm gonna say loser of this fight's Colby. Who cares what Colby wants?
Yeah.
Knowing this, Colby's gonna like rematch Leon Edwards or something. He's gonna get like some stupid fight he doesn't deserve. But who cares?
Colby versus Vicente Luque, I think, could be a fight to make, it depending on what the timeline of what they want to. Oh, no,
No,
don't
we're not
Vicente
doing
Luque's.
Prates Lukey.
Luque
Don't
is
do that.
fighting 316, isn't he?
Gets Kevin Holland.
It's not. It's okay matchmaking. It could be better fight for
Shout
both
out
of
my
them.
boy, trailblazing to the top, Kevin Holland, bro. You're getting dark stroked, by the way, Kevin Holland. I already know it. You're gonna get dark stroked, so it's okay. I still love you anyway.
Yeah, but Garry has got to win by decision here because Pratis' grappling hasn't been tested. I feel like if Garry mixes it up well, it'll be quite an maybe even like a 49-46 performance from Garry, depending on Pratis' grappling abilities.
I'm gonna say this is do or die for Ian Garry. If Ian Garry loses this fight, he's cooked. After what he said this week, that he is the uncrowned welterweight champion, that him versus Bilal is the biggest welterweight fight. He's the best in the world, all this. But if you go out here and if you get knocked out by Carlos Prates, you're done. Everybody's gonna call you a cuck. Everybody's gonna hate you. I'm gonna be honest, bro. But if Prates
Yeah,
loses, everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, he's only had 5 fights in the UFC." You know, the wins weren't even that impressive. But if Ian loses, everybody's gonna hate him. But if Prates loses, they're gonna like make it okay. So I'm gonna be honest.
yeah. And Ian Garry want to fight 6 times this year, if I'm mistaken. When's he gonna make them work?
Yeah, who would you even fight? I just realized that. Who is there to even fight, bro? Buckley, Usman, JDM, Balau are all taken up. Wonder Boy wants to fight in Atlantic City or Atlanta. You're not gonna fight Wonder Boy. We already know it. You're not fighting Wonder Boy because I think you lose against Wonder Boy, bro. If it's at range, I think Ian loses. The only thing I could see is Sean Brady versus Ian Garry. Sean Brady's open to the fight. He said it. Um, I don't know why, but Ian Garry thinks he would KO Sean Brady within 1 round. Um, I think Sean Brady beats Ian Garry, bro. Sorry.
Yeah, like I think Garry has a chance against Edwards. I think he has a chance to be in the top 5, but I don't think he'll be at the top level of with the Shavkats, the Brady's, the JDM, the Bilal, and the Makhachev, who's also coming up sooner rather than later.
Bro, and Ian said he wants to fight Mahasha, bro. Oh my god, dude, this dude is gonna piss me off. I think I think he beats Leon. Dude, I think he beats Usman. I think Ian beats Usman.
I think that's ridiculous.
And I think Buckley chins Usman badly. Like I think he's really gonna KO Usman.
Yeah,
Bro.
Usman like leg kicks. I think will be brutal to him. I think
Oh,
he
his
could get a leg kick
knees.
at
Oh yeah,
DQ.
he's cooked. He's cooked.
Yeah, I think
He's
Buckley
cooked.
mixes it up well. He's
I
done.
low key wish Usman stayed at middleweight.
Depends
Like
because what could you make for him?
my initial thought after the Hamza fight was do Usman Whitaker. I like genuinely wanted Usman Whitaker, or I wanted Usman and Brendan Allen. I don't know why. Those like the two fights. I was like, those could be cool.
Yeah,
But yeah. Shout out Boo. Shout out Buckley. Shout out all the dudes that we've talked about that aren't even on the card this weekend, bro. We love you guys.
I'm good.
Except you, Kobe.
Good
We
fight.
hate you, Kobe. We hate you, Kobe. Please go away. But yeah, guys. Max, appreciate you hopping on, my friend.
You.
Guys, that was our UFC Kansas City breakdown prediction. Let us know y'all predictions in the comments. Just just you don't have to say how, just say the names in the comments and we'll understand. But appreciate y'all watching. Max, appreciate you hopping on, bro.
Any man appreciate it.
Yes, sir, man. All right, y'all. Deuces, deuces.
Peace, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.